circumcision could be banned by anti-transgender Alabama bill. So this is one of those instances where I think I said in the group chat to the team something along the lines of like, when you're so wrong that you're accidentally right. Like you did a whoopsies. Because you did something that AGI saying so many mixed feelings on this one. So you did something that I completely oppose, but it may accidentally lead to something that I support. I wish it so we're just going to treat this a little bit more humorously.
Okay, tell us what happened. I don't even know what happened.
Okay. In March 2021, the state Senate of Alabama sponsored a bill sponsored by Republican Senator Shelnut voted to criminalize gender-affirming treatment for transgender youth. Based on the Alabama chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics, the bill could also unintentionally outlaw routine infant male circumcisions. Executive Director Linda Lee said that members became concerned about the language regarding, quote, removing any healthy or non-diseased body part or tissue, end quote, under the list of prevented treatments. Executive Director of Chabad of Alabama, Rabbi Yossi Friedman, said that the ritual circumcision is one of the oldest Jewish traditions. He also added that he would go to jail because the law cannot stop him from practicing Judaism. Friedman expressed the concerns about the medical treatment of transgender youth should be addressed outside the legal system.
Wait, so I'm confused. What was the original intent?
So the original intent is that you cannot, what we would call gender-affirming care or health care, you cannot help minors transition their gender or their gender expression medically.
Okay.
And the specific language that is used, and this would be regarding most likely like double mastectomy for people who are like trans male, trans men, saying it has language saying that you cannot remove any healthy or non-diseased body part or tissue from a minor. Well, foreskin of an infant, except in, more rare circumstances, are healthy and non-diseased body parts or tissues.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more Blastmas art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest Blastmas art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blastmasart.com/ebook. That's blastmasart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.
Yeah, I actually support this because here's the thing. But you know what? This might be actually a sneaky way to get, because here's the thing. Because transgender, like when it comes to minors, right? We don't they don't. Right now, the solution to that, right, is not what experts propose, is not transitioning, but it's just hormone blockers, so that they get to choose to transition as adults without going through puberty, right? So they get puberty blockers, right?
This criminalizes
puberty blockers as well?
Yeah.
No, you just said removing healthy tissue and stuff like that.
So that pertains to the circumcision part. The overall ban on gender-affirming healthcare for transgender youth contains a multitude of things.
Oh, this is against puberty blockers as well?
Yes.
Okay, so
But there is
no,
a part of the legislation that could be interpreted to also ban circumcision because it's not specified clearly enough.
Okay. So I don't support this. However, this could give us an idea. Okay, you could sneak in an anti-circumcision bill by pretending that it's something else, right? So you could like just be like, we're against removing healthy tissues from minors, right? That should be a bill. Just that, okay? That won't ban puberty blockers, right? But then you could sell it to people as like, we're not gonna let them chop off our little like kids and stuff, blah blah blah, right? And be like, yes, this is good. The liberals are going like, the leftists are going crazy. They're doing things to our kids that shouldn't be allowed. But then once it gets passed, well, I mean, removing healthy tissues wasn't part of the solution for transgender kids anyways. It's puberty blockers. So it was actually an anti-circumcision bill in disguise. It was an anti-circumcision bill in disguise, but it was sold as if it was an anti-transgender stuff. What do you think?
Well, I think using that rhetoric to whip up that sentiment is a horrible idea that will adversely affect the transgender community.
I know I'm not being actually like 100% serious, like, but I'm just saying.
Not 100%. There is some percent.
The surgery is part. Okay, so Katie is saying the surgery is.
It was anti-circumcision all along.
No, then you have to have the meme. It always has been. Like, we shouldn't meme on the thing. I know. Okay, don't do this, but here's my suggestion. Don't actually do this in real practice, but make a movie out of what I said, okay? Don't make it the law, but make it a movie, okay? I think it's funny. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, at least what we could get out of this is pointing out, like, the hypocrisy, okay? So this shouldn't get passed because it's also against hormone blockers. So that's bad. But it should be used. Anyways, I'm hearing echo. It should be used as a way to point to hypocrisy, where people say like, "Don't do this to children. Oh, children, our children," and we have normalized the most barbaric, practice, torturing children's genitals, boys especially genitals. That has become the most normalized things, right? Normalized thing in across the world. Like, people don't even. This is so barbaric, so disgusting, so inhumane, such a big human rights violation, where we are actually torturing babies, defenseless babies, all across the world, and people don't see how much worse that is compared to like hormone blockers. What the hell? Like, how do you not see this? If you want to defend children, then stop circumcision. Like, think about how much these people would be panicking if circumcision was not the norm, and all of a sudden people were coming out and suggesting like, hey, our ideology thinks that we have to go chop at the genitals as soon as the kids are born. The entire world will go mad and like have a response to, like, the response to this would be like, anybody suggesting that this should be allowed, it would be a political suicide for them, right? Nobody would ever like, but this has become such a norm that nobody even questions it. I mean, not nobody, but so many people don't even question it. Yeah, compare this, right? So first of all, people who don't understand, when say like people who say that we shouldn't give puberty blockers to children because they don't get to choose. They don't understand that we give puberty blockers to children exactly because they don't get to choose, right? Because you want to delay, because nature is going to force puberty on them, before they get to decide that, hey, I'm actually trans, I shouldn't have gone through puberty, and you want to delay that process so when as an adult they could make a choice. Exactly, that's the whole point. Because they're children and they can't make a choice, you're delaying the process so that they could make the decision as an adult. That's the whole point of the puberty blockers. And then also when people say like, oh, no medical decisions should be made on children, first of all, medical decisions is made on children all the time. I don't, you know, like children that have psychological issues, they are like, that has nothing to do with gender dysphoria. They're constantly, like, adults make decisions for them and they put them under medication on so many other things. I don't understand why this is different, right? And some people say, no, well, this is like a cosmetic thing. Those are actually health concern things. First of all, it's not. Gender dysphoria is a legitimate medical condition that needs to be treated. And so first that, second of all, even if it was cosmetic, like, we still make decisions for children on cosmetic issues. It's not just cosmetic, but imagine like a children that has deformed face, like her, like let's say a child that is born that her lips are like, I don't know,
cleft palate.
Yeah, exactly. They don't wait for them to become adults to fix that for them. They make those medical decisions, even if it's purely cosmetic. They know that being, you know, growing up like that is going to have major psychological impacts on them. So adults do make decisions for children like that to fix that for them. The medical decisions that should be stopped, that has no benefit for 99% of the babies, well, even more actually, and it's absolutely painful, and it's actually should be a crime, and it's one of the greatest human rights violations of our time, is circumcision. All the reasons why these people think that they're against treating children that might have gender dysphoria, all these arguments actually should, if they actually consistent about it, and if they want to save children, it does apply to circumcision. And this is a great way to highlight that. Anyways.
No, that was a very good point, actually. And there was the language that I mentioned earlier about, quote, removing any healthy or non-diseased part of our body part or tissue. And then there's another section of the bill that prohibits a list of treatments if performed to, quote, alter the appearance of or affirm the minor's perception of his or her sex. So clearly, circumcision alters the appearance of someone's sex, like their physical sexual genitals. So it's so, I hope this raises into one of the problems I have is that as soon as people started to bring this to the attention of legislators, they're like, oh, we're going to basically change the language a little bit. But apparently, like, they already changed it and it didn't fully fix the problem of potentially outlawing circumcision. But I just wanted to touch on this rabbi for a second who was just like so hardcore about this, because they were asked, like, okay, if this law was passed, what would happen? He says, I'm going to go to jail. That's what's going to happen, because I'm not going to stop practicing my Judaism. Like, I can't believe being that committed.
I'm okay with that. He said, I'm okay with that guy. He says he's willing to go to jail. Yeah, make it illegal and go to jail. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm completely support him.
Just no, I'm just talking about his mentality, though.
I know.
Being that committed to mutilating infant.
I think we should just arrest a man and put him to jail before he does it, because he clearly is saying that he's going to do it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, one day the whole world is going to look back, and the fact that we mutilated so many babies, they're going to look back in horror and wonder why people just let it happen. It
just makes me so frustrated, because he's talking about, like, the loss of all these children being raised without their, you know, religious or traditional practices. Like, some traditional practices should be abolished, point blank. I don't care what culture you come from. Like, I was watching this video of some tribe in Africa where they would weave these baskets around these babies' heads so that their heads become shaped a certain way, and I was watching this baby sob, crying in so much pain while his mom is weaving this basket, completely constricting its skull. And like, it was outlawed by Belgium, and obviously Belgium did horrible things in the region, but this was like an Afrocentric YouTube channel, and even people in the YouTube comments were like, I'm super glad that that was banned. Like, this is horrific. Like, the baby literally passes out from how much pain they're in. Like, we don't need all these traditions. Like,
but here's an interesting thing. How is it that most people see that that should be banned? But if you do that to a kid's head, people are like, whoa, oh my God, look at these Africans being so barbaric. But us American, we're doing it to the kids' genitals, and that's somehow not barbaric. If you like, oh yeah, these are Africa, you're like, what? You're worse. You're worse. You're worse than that. How do you not see that you're like, oh, let's ban that? Okay. How do you not do that? Oh God. How do you not see that what you're doing to your own kids in America, in these advanced countries, is worse than what the Africans are doing to their kids' heads? I don't. How is this so not? How is this not obvious? It's amazing. By the way, I just want to ask. I put this on dark mode. Is this better, or like, which one is better? This one or this one? People, tell me.
I'll let the live chat decide, because I'm dark mode. I'm hashtag dark mode all day.
Okay, Katie
is saying, imagine if there were still practicing Aztecs today who wanted to behead people and roll the head down the pyramid stairs, saying that it is their tradition. Or Hindus still practice sati. For those who don't know, that's basically like setting a woman on fire. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can guarantee that there are people who are like hardcore cultural relativists who would be like, yeah, we got to let them do that. Who are we? Gregory is saying the American medical field is incinerating their reputation on maintaining the continued legal status of circumcision. Yeah, and a woman in this article who is part of the American Academy of Pediatrics, like maintained. Oh yeah, the American Academy of Pediatrics said that the benefits of circumcision outweigh the risks. What? Yeah.
No, we have this, the science on this is pretty clear. There's very few cases where it makes sense to do this. Just do it for them only. Yeah,
but coming from the American Academy of Pediatrics, that's like the professional board of that field. Like, that horrified me. I really hope that there are people who are lobbying.
You know, politics is involved where the entire world disagrees with your country's takes. You know what I mean? Like the entire professional. Anyways.
And it looks like the live chat has voted for dark mode.
Yes.
Music guy saying dark like my soul, Armin. Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, YouTube has fully demonetized our channel for supposedly hateful and harmful conduct, without telling us what we did wrong. If we get to 1,000 patrons, we will be able to keep paying all our team, our editors, our artists, without ever having to worry about monetization again, which would be amazing. Yay! So please support Atheist Republic on Patreon. Link in the description below.